One of the buildings is called Grace, another one is called Peace, another one is called Faith. Those are the things that are working there. You see, when grace of God is up, when the grace of God is upon your life, things just work.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for watching What Is Good. I'm Jade if you're new here, and today I wanted to circle back to this Ikoyi building tragedy and just to really highlight the human cost of cutting corners, the human cost of penny pinching, the disregard for the rule of law, and the human cost of greed and corruption, because all of these things are what contributed to the tragedy that we are now having to deal with right now. And what makes this even more tragic is seeing this now viral video of Mr. Femi bragging around about how he circumvented the UK council building construction laws and he won over technicalities because they were supposed to approve a two-story building, and for some reason the clerk made a mistake and instead approved a three-story building in a residence where only two-story buildings are allowed. And because he, being the smart Nigerian man now, he probably at the time thought, oh, this one are grace. Everything is grace to them in Nigeria. So instead of following the law, knowing fully well as a developer, of course, that in residential areas where certain structural standard has been established, you cannot just come in and change it. That's literally defacing the area, and it might even lower the property value. But guess what this man did? He fought it and won on technicality, basically. And now, because he was able to win that situation, he was emboldened and felt like, okay, so now that I have won this, I'm going to go to Nigeria and conquer Nigeria. I'm going to get approval for a 15-story building. And instead of building a 15-story building, I'm going to build a 21-story building. Just take a look at this video of this man bragging about how he was able to defeat the UK council and basically have his way and get the kind of building that he wanted. Take a look at this and I'll be back with the rest of my thoughts.
This is very interesting. There was a big house. I applied for a two-story extension. The council wanted to write two-story. They made a mistake. They wrote three-story. So when we started developing it, neighbors went to report. When you have a two-story in London, you can't do a three-story. A two-story must go all the way. So they went to report me to the council, and the council came and I said they made a mistake. They agreed that they made a mistake. So I should not do the three-story. Anyway, I went up and did the three-story. Then we went for a committee. At the committee, I won. So that's how we did the three-story. It was quite interesting. People asked me, how did it happen? I said, there's something. They said, if something has not been done before, people will say it is impossible.
Yes.
But once it is done, I can tell you now, once we started with this one now, I can tell you there are lots of my friends now who want to do high-rise. I can tell you about 3 or 4 of my friends now who have never done 5-story before. Most of them, they want to do 10-story now. They will tell me, 10-story, this one wants to do 8-story, this one wants to do, but before, they are not there, try it. So it is somebody that's going to
set the pace.
Set this pace, which we've come to do. So what are you telling me about? You see, we have something in 360. One of the buildings is called Grace, another one is called Peace, another one is called Faith. Those are the things that are working there. You see, when grace of God is up, when the grace of God is upon your life, things just work. People tell me that how can you be doing this project and there's no stress is not showing your face. No stress. I live a stress-free life. Things are just working by itself. And I believe so much in God, sir. I believe that without God behind you, you can't make it. That's my belief. My Bible tells me that if you can believe, all things are possible to him that believe. And my Bible further tells me that without faith, it is impossible to please God. Whoever must come to God must believe that God exists and that he is a rewarder of those that diligently seek him. I'm one of the few people that believe that if you want to make it as a Christian, if you're not ready to take risk, you would never make it.
True.
Christianity has to do with action. Faith without action is frustration. So, like I've been telling people nowadays, that there should be lots of billionaires that will be coming out as Christians.
So you guys just saw that. Did you see the pride, or should I say, did you sense the pride? You know, how much pride he took in basically narrating a situation where he broke the law, not even in Nigeria, because Nigeria now basically they are dumping ground now. He took so much pride in narrating how he broke the law in the UK, and thanks to that experience, he got emboldened and felt like, okay, if I can do this one in the UK and get away with it, perhaps I should try something even more daring in Nigeria. And so he did. And now, on account of his greed, in collaboration with the peace poor government of the day in Nigeria, a whole lot of innocent people are now dead, senselessly. And one of the casualties is Mr. Osheni here. His name is Wale Bob Osheni, a married father of 3 children. And oh, side note, I've been getting a lot of calls and text messages from people who actually knew this man, people who live in Maryland. And someone actually texted me to say that they were in mourning over his death. I mean, stuff like that just really tug at my heartstrings. According to the report, he was on his way to the airport. He was returning to the US to be with his wife and children. He's an American based businessman. He was traveling back to Maryland in the US. And then he got a call from Mr. Femi, the developer, asking Mr. Wale Osheni to stop by at the construction site. And keep in mind, according to reports, Mr. Developer has been showing the uncompleted building to his circle of rich people, trying to get them to commit to buying one of his condos, apartments. And so Mr. Wale stopped by only for him to be trapped inside the building. His driver was the first to go viral shortly after the building collapsed. The driver cried out that his oga was trapped inside the building. The driver said they were on their way to the airport when the oga got the call from the developer asking him to stop by at the building, which he did. Mr. Wale's 29-year-old sister has also been camping outside in the building opposite the collapsed building for the past 3 days, holding vigils and hoping for the best outcome. And then there is this tragic story of the 26-year-old lady who is now confirmed to be among the deceased. Her name is Onyinye Enekwe. According to reports, she only started working at Foursquare Property Development about a week ago before it collapsed. Can you imagine? She just started working there. It is also reported that she was 1 month away from her wedding. She was getting married. Just imagine the amount of loss from this one tragedy, a man-made tragedy, a tragedy that could have been avoided. Or is it the father that was crying over his 17-year-old son who came from Abuja to visit only for him to meet an untimely end?
Yeah, 2 a.m. and I was showing the picture and I saw him. He was dead. It's painful. I am devastated. I pleaded with the state government, the governor yesterday when he came to address us. They should allow me to check those debts that he has recovered. He promised to do so today. Now he comes. He has not been able to talk to us yet. I'm hoping of God to see him, either to see my son alive or he's dead. That is what I needed now. I'm not fighting any justice, but I want to see if my son is alive or dead. That's just all that I needed. I want the president to ask. His name is Emmanuel. Emmanuel, he came from Abuja. Please ask. Let me know if my son is alive or dead. That is all I needed at the moment. Please. Thank you. Cannot go back. My name is David Godwin. It's my son, my first son is just 17 years. He'll be 17 at December 30th. He finished secondary school at 15. Admission doesn't comfort. He got his comeback. I bribed. Admission doesn't come because of the situation we are in Nigeria.
And these are just some of the stories that we know for now. There are so many bodies still unaccounted for, and they are continuing their search and rescue mission, and hopefully there are still some people alive buried in the rubble. because I believe I was watching some of the news reporting, and somebody was saying that even up to like 3 days after the collapse of the building, they could still hear voices of people screaming for help. There are also reports that some of the people trapped under the buildings were forward thinking, or should I say, had the clear mind to contact their friends and family members via text messages to basically inform them of the situation. And that's why some relatives were able to get there on time. And family members of those trapped underneath the rubble were very angry because they felt as though the rescue mission wasn't moving fast enough. There were, in fact, a plethora of different issues with the rescue mission. Some of them were working too slow. Some of them were not even working at all. Some of them didn't even know how to operate the equipment. I mean, the problem in that country is a lot. You don't even know. I personally don't even know where to start criticizing or even trying to address the situation because the problem is massive. Imagine spending billions of naira or millions of dollars to buy equipment, and this is what the Nigerian government typically do. They'll spend millions and millions and millions to purchase really expensive machineries and then forget that they will train operating personnel on how to use those equipments. Like, make that make sense to me. It's embarrassing. I mean, how do you invest in equipment and not invest in training the people who are going to be working with the equipment? What kind of oversight is that? Seriously. That just shows their level of incompetence. It's embarrassing. Anyway, may the souls of the departed rest in peace. Amen. My heart goes out to their loved ones. My heart goes out to their family. Nobody deserved this. Yeah. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you have not already done so. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.